This is Optimal Living Daily Relationships, episode 42, How to Make a True Friend Worth More Than 14.6 Cents, part 1, by Mary Jaksch of goodlifezen.com. Welcome, all you new or seasoned listeners to the Relationships edition of Optimal Living Daily. I'm Joss Marie, the girl who reads to you every single weekday from some of the best relationship blogs out there, just like an audiobook or audio blog. And, of course, it's always with permission from the authors. Today I have a post from Mary Jaksch of goodlifezen.com. We actually feature goodlifezen.com pretty frequently on Optimal Living Daily, which is one of the other podcasts in our network. So make sure and subscribe to that show too if you'd like to hear Justin Mullick narrating more content to you for free from goodlifezen.com. All you have to do is search for Optimal Living Daily from wherever you're listening to this show, or come by oldpodcast.com/listen. But for now, let's get right down to it and continue optimizing your life. How to Make a True Friend Worth More Than 14.6 Cents, Part 1, by Mary Jaksch of goodlifezen.com. Quote, "A friend is one to whom one may pour out all the contents of one's heart, chaff and grain together, knowing that the gentlest of hands will take and sift it, keep what is worth keeping, and with a breath of kindness blow the rest away." Arabian proverb. Maybe you thought that friendship can't be bought. Wrong. You can buy 3,000 Facebook friends for only 14.6 cents a piece from usocial.com. Twitter friends are even cheaper. You can acquire them in bulk. 25,000 Twitter friends only cost 3.4 cents each. Making new friends seems easy these days. You can buy them or friend people at the click of a button. But is that really making friends in the true sense of the word? What is a true friend? Quote, "True friendship is a plant of slow growth and must undergo and withstand the shocks of adversity before it is entitled to the appellation." George Washington. I once heard Zen master John Tarrant say something unforgettable about friendship. He said, "If you have a true friend, one of you will sit at the other's deathbed." That puts things into perspective, doesn't it? I can't quite see my 2,000 Twitter followers crowding around my bed in the intensive care unit during my final days. What John Tarrant reminds us of is that true friendships are long-term connections that flow through our life like rivers. I remember some beautiful moments of friendship when my mother, Joan Jaksch, died. I was with her as she passed away and immediately rang up my son Sebastian and 3 of my friends. They came at once and we all sat around my mother's bed, holding hands and shedding tears. A few days later, Sebastian and I celebrated my mother's life with a funeral service held in our lounge, which doubles as a meditation room. My mother's cat, Sweetie, lay curled up on her legs in the open coffin. Friends gathered and we sat on the floor around the coffin, telling hilarious stories about my mother's eccentric ways, until we could no longer tell the tears of laughter from the tears of grief. Then, one of my best friends, my ex-husband, Uwe Grod, played a haunting solo on his flute. That's true friendship. Friends are the family of the soul. Quote, "Fate chooses your relations, you choose your friends." Jaksch Dalila. We are born into particular families. Some of us are lucky because we were raised in happy, loving families. Others grow up in abusive families and carry the scars all their lives. However, whatever family we were raised in, we are free to create our own family. These family ties can be by blood or by affection, or by both. If you have children, you will know that blood relation doesn't guarantee close emotional ties. It's a sad fact that many adult children leave home and then sever all ties to their family. That's because they lack the bond of love and affection that is strong enough to last throughout life. I'm fortunate because my son Sebastian is one of my cherished friends. 10 ways to create lasting friendships. Number 1, be caring. Quote, "Ask not what a friend can do for you, ask what you can do for a friend." Anonymous. The two cornerstones of friendship are kindness and care. Here's a lovely story by Father Theophane about the spiritual value of kindness and caring. There's a monk there who will never give you advice, but only a question. I was told his questions could be very helpful. I sought him out. "I am a parish priest," I said. "I'm here on retreat. Could you give me a question?" "Ah, yes," he answered. "My question is, what do they need?" I came away disappointed. I spent a few hours with the question, writing down answers, but finally I went back to him. "Excuse me, perhaps I didn't make myself clear. Your question has been helpful, but I wasn't so much interested in thinking about my parish during this retreat. Rather, I wanted to think seriously about my own spiritual life. Could you give a question for my own spiritual life?" "Ah, I see," the monk said. "The question is, what do they really need?" In order to care for another person, we need to walk in their shoes and consider what we could do to make life easier for them. Then, do it. Number 2, be there in misfortune. Quote, "Misfortune shows those who are not really friends." Aristotle. I once went through a dismal patch in my life when I was forced to leave a high-profile job as a director of a school of music, just as my husband Uwe and I were going through a divorce. The day after I left my job, I lost 80% of all the people whom I regarded as friends. That was a shock, as you can imagine. It turned out that they were only hanging out with me because I was well known. Strangely enough, though, I then discovered that there was a small group of people lurking in the background of my life who were waiting to become friends with me. One of them was Birgit. I asked her, "Why did you guys wait all this time before letting me know that you wanted to be friends?" "Oh," she said, "we were waiting for you to come down to earth and stop being up yourself." In New Zealand, up yourself means to be arrogant. Number 3, hear that in tomorrow's episode. You just listened to part 1 of the post titled, "How to Make a True Friend Worth More Than 14.6 Cents by Mary Jaksch of goodlifezen.com. Make sure and check out tomorrow's episode to hear part 2 of this post by Mary Jaksch. That's episode 43 for anyone who may be skipping around. We always enjoy sharing Mary Jaksch's content with you. She's not only the founder of goodlifezen.com, but she's also a Zen master, a mother, a 5th-degree black belt, and the chief editor of writetodone.com, which is one of the biggest blogs for writers on the net. And again, Justin Mullock narrates content frequently from Good Life Zen on the Optimal Living Daily podcast. So make sure and check that show out too if you'd like to hear more from goodlifezen.com. You can simply search for Optimal Living Daily from wherever you're listening to this show, or swing by oldpodcast.com/listen. And that's all for episode 42. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, and I'll see you again tomorrow for part 2 of this post, where your optimal life awaits.
Hello, Life Optimizer. This is Justin Mullock, creator and producer of this podcast, but also Optimal Living Daily, the show where I read to you from even more blogs covering finance, productivity, minimalism, personal development, and more from incredible bloggers like Derek Sivers, Zen Habits, Mark and Angel, The Minimalists, and all the ones you hear on this show too. So if you enjoyed today's episode and like taking amazing blogs on the go, come on over to Optimal Living Daily and subscribe to that one too. And together, we'll start optimizing your life.
You've been listening to Optimal Living Daily. Be sure to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on each new episode, and head to oldpodcast.com. That's oldpodcast.com for a free gift, as well as more actionable tips and resources to help you maximize your potential. Thanks for joining us, and remember, your optimal life awaits.